Yeah. But all right, let's let's give the reaction thing a whirl. We're gonna have to. It's gonna be a little ghetto for today. I want to. We'll do it in a way that we could both be on screen. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna have to talk to Townsy, but we'll do it. We'll do it this way for now. I'm gonna find a video. We might go into
Yeah, we don't have to
Discord.
be on screen the first time.
Yeah.
I guess you could just show the video and then it come back to us. It's all the same to me, but yeah, eventually at some point maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So let me just find it real quick, and then we'll talk about it. But this dude goes off. I'll try to add as much context as I have, but I don't have much. If some people in my earlier stream today were telling me more about it, so you guys can do that if you want. Just kind of let us know because I don't be knowing. But all right, I'm gonna switch gears here for a second and go to. So we're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna react to it. Center it for a second. So I don't know who this guy. What was his name? I don't know if this is heel versus babyface. So, you think he likes wrestling? um. So yeah, so he goes on a rant. So I do not play Starfield. I don't know anything about Starfield, so I don't have any context about the game itself, and I don't know who this person is, and I don't know how popular they are, what they usually do, and what their takes usually are. All I'm commenting on, or we're commenting on, is this 2 minute and 37 second clip. So I'm gonna let it play.
To you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself. Think, oh my god, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know!
Welcome,
we're
Lost.
boring! We're so fucking boring! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company! Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No, no, no. Current fucking day.
You already said that.
Fuck off. You're boring. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one hived mind twat waffle. That's all you fucking are. And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
And then he boosts the game back up. I don't remember if he says anything else. I think, yeah. Then he puts the game back up. Okay. Let's go back to us. Let me just stretch it a bit. So yeah, I put that in the group chat a little earlier. We spoke about it a little bit. Do you want me to? Did you want to start us off?
No, you can start. You can start.
Okay. Calling someone a twat waffle is crazy. It's from a oh, he's from New Zealand. Oh wow, I thought he was from well, I don't know. I don't know geography. Let me not pretend that I do. I don't know. I'm Zora. I'd be lost. Okay, so one thing that I've started to do a lot this year, because I'm judging. I don't necessarily have to showcase it, but I judge. I discriminate. I'm like I'm just like, oh, what an idiot, what a dumbass, and I kind of just keep it pushing. But for the first time, I'm like, I want to start to understand people's perspectives more and a little bit better. So the goal this year, a lot of times, is when I'm seeing some random opinion from somebody that I don't know any I try to get a better understanding of their life. So I'll use the example that I told you earlier today. My friend, she likes this new channel called Mostly Peaceful Latinas, and I was watching the introductory episode, and they were talking about a little bit about why they like America as a country and think America is like the greatest place on earth. And a lot of times when I'm looking at like social media, Americans speak about America, legacy media, they're not into it. They're like, this is stupid, this is dumb, this country sucks, blah blah, yada yada. And I think one's from Colombia, one's from Cuba. I don't know if that's like interchangeable. I don't know geography. I apologize if that's like close to the same place, but they're like,
No, they're wildly different.
okay, okay,
We can
okay.
go.
Okay. So basically, they were speaking about like the immigrant experience. They're a little older than us. I think they're in their later 30s, like more towards their 40s. And she was speaking about like her grandma and when communism came to Cuba and stuff like that. And her grandma went to jail because she was like smuggling guns to help like the grandfather fight against like the rebels or whatever that were coming into their country, and they have a greater appreciation for America because they came over from hardship and took advantage of every opportunity, and now they have like a good life in terms of like they make money, they're fulfilled. One of them's married with a family. I think she has a kid, so like they were able to have the like white picket fence, American dream kind of thing. So I've been trying to do that more often in general. So there's a huge culture war going on. Obviously, you know this with the left and the right, which I think they're all babies on both sides of the fence. It's effing annoying. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm independent. I don't lean in either direction. I'm not a socialist, not a Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, anarchist, libertarian, whatever. I don't subscribe to any of it because I think both sides are an echo chamber in their own way. And conservatives and liberals or whatever, left and right leaning people. I'm not a moderate either. Like they all just say stuff like this is ridiculous. So I've been looking more into the culture war and listening to people speak about this is woke, woke, and I'm like, this you just didn't like. You could just say I didn't like this. You don't have to call it woke. But one thing I will say is a lot of these content creators have to speak to their constituents. They're not actually making a point. They're talking through and around people to their fan base or to people who already hold the same opinions as them. So what I'm starting to understand is a lot of people are very fed up with video games, shows, movies, and whatnot, and comic books and things, adding what they call wokeness. Wokeness meaning like pandering, I guess generally speaking, left leaning pandering. So that's gender ideology, LGBT stuff. I guess they don't like pronouns, this and that and the other. And one thing that I heard a lot was like, I deal with this bullshit naturally when I go to work, when I'm in the workplace, when I'm in school, or whatever the case is. And when I fire a game up, I'm trying to escape. I don't want to deal with politics and things of that nature. And then I don't know, they play a game and like he said, fucking pronouns, current thing, and they're fed up of it. They just want to play a game that's good, that they don't feel like they're trying to like pander to some group or appease some group, and they're a little bit annoyed by it, miffed by it. So I don't know if it's just a pronoun thing. Again, I don't have all the context here. I don't know if there's more things in the game that's annoying him, or if he's having a bad day. But my understanding is they just want to consume things that aren't like constantly telling them that they're bad. Like last thing I'll say, a lot of men are tired of seeing like, oh, the men in all the shows are all stupid and dumb and lazy and fat and useless and they can't do anything and toxic masculinity. So it's just stuff like that. So this is not my viewpoint. I'm speaking on behalf of them because I'm starting to understand it more. I will second that, but I'll leave it at there for now. If you wanted to go.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I technically don't classify as anything, or I wouldn't say that my focus is on enough stuff that I can say I classify for any one or two political ideology. I know the things that I do care about and the things I do tend to speak more about are things, and it's definitely not stuff like this. But since we're talking about it, you gotta speak on it. Okay, so for me, a couple of things. So
I see me.
I don't, I don't, I just don't understand people like this unless you're telling me like you were talking about earlier, you have a fan base, and I'm not saying as a good thing because I don't agree with this whatsoever, but I'm just like, as far as like an understanding standpoint,
Mhm.
I don't understand, for instance, unless you're speaking to your people, unless you're, a grifter and you're doing this for money reasons, or something of that nature. I don't get this. This to me is a waste of time. This is a minor inconvenience. If the game is asking you to pick now a third gender, and it's just asking you male, female, they, them, why is this a big deal? And I and you play Pokemon when you're 4, 5, 6 years old. Most of you, or a lot of people do.
Mhm.
Pokemon asks you, you want to be a boy, you want to be a girl. Sometimes I pick a girl just cause. I was like, I don't feel like playing as a boy. I like the girl design better. That's it. Has nothing to do with me being like, well, actually, I feel like inside I'm actually a girl. Like, to me, this is not big of a deal. This is just assigning something to something because you don't like it. It's a minor inconvenience at best. Now, if there's other parts of the game that do certain things and force you to get into a situation where you're they, them, that's a completely different story. Now, that could still be on you, but that's just a matter of difference at that point. I don't agree with it, but at least I can understand you. But to get this upset for 2 minutes
Unhinged
about
man.
it asking you if you want to be male, female, or they, them, this is silly. What is he having his blood pressure up that high for? He don't look that young. Like he just hurt himself. I know that hurt. They didn't have to feel good. And then the worst part about it that makes it make no sense to me is that if you're gonna go through all this, right? Why are you gonna fire the game back up? If it's such against your political ideology and such against you as a person, and you hate it so much, cut the game off. Send it back to user. Send back to company, whatever, and call it a day. Because I'm telling you, if I disagree with something that much that I have to do that, I'm not playing the game again. I'm telling you that right now. I might break it on screen. I might do one of those people. I might take it out, break it, and be like, I'm never playing that again.
For me, it's going back to EB. I want the credit. I want the credits. I'm not breaking it. I'm bringing back to GameStop for EV. Simi said he has a really good debunk because he probably knows more about Starfield than we do because I know that game that I play. So, well, I don't know if he's typing. Maybe he'll let us know. But no. The general point that I wanted to make that makes me laugh about stuff like this is we were speaking about it a little earlier. I just think gamers are babies. They are always crying about something. They never stop crying. They're always whining. Nerf this, patch this, buff this. Always something they're whining about. It's actually why I've never liked being associated and being called a gamer. I'm like, yo, it's not that I don't whine and complain about stuff, but I'm a much of a vote with my wallet kind of guy. Pokemon, we use the same example you were using. As the years went on, it just lost its luster to me. I just don't buy it. That simple. I'm not complaining about Dexit. I'm not complaining about you didn't add all these Pokemon. And like you guys are complaining about everything you're seeing, but you're gonna buy the game. So shut the fuck up. Me, it's just simple. I saw Scarlet and Violet. That shit was running at 2 frames per second. Ew, not buying it, and I moved on. Done. Point. Period. Blank. There's nothing else to be said. Like that because it's moving at 2 frames a second. Um, Another thing that makes me laugh is here's the thing. I think the better storytellers, at the very least, what they'll do is they might present two different ideologies or philosophical, sides of a coin, and present it in a way that you come to your own conclusion based on who you are, your life experience, how you're socialized, X, Y, and Z. But to act like this stuff doesn't permeate everything that we read, watch, and play makes me laugh. I'll give you my favorite example. I'm so tired of all this bullshit, fucking shit in my comic books. And I'm like, you like X-Men. What the fuck do you think the X-Men are an allegory for? Discrimination? What? They're a different race. Like it's been there. It's been there. That's why I laugh when I see this. 'Cause I'm like, it's been there. Now, do I understand to some degree? Yes, I know for some people it annoys them a lot. Where somewhere there should be an American flag, it's an LGBT flag. I don't even register that shit half the time. I'll give you another example. Across the Spider Verse, They found the smallest trans flag in the little BLM pin that Miles had and lost their minds. And I'm like, come on. At the very least, right? With Miles being an inner city New York black kid who's a teenager, he's gonna support BLM. Like he's a 15-year-old. Like he's black. He's a mixed heritage. He's Afro Latino, I think is the right term. Afro Hispanic.
It was Gwen. It was Gwen too.
But like, yeah,
Same thing.
Gwen had it in her room, and Gwen is also a teenage girl who's probably like socialized a certain way. Like it just like I even thought that made sense, like just story structural wise. But I did not notice this. How did you find that? You're like at this point to me, you're looking for it. You're looking for it. You're looking for something to complain about because there's a very popular YouTuber. His name's a Critical Drinker, and I like when he's analyzing certain movies. I like him, but when he was talking about Peter B. Parker, he's like, they emasculated him. He's wearing pink. He's in a robe. I'm just like, I can't be in a pink robe with my kid fighting crime? Like, what are you complaining about? Like, it just makes me laugh because, like, you don't have to go so far. And again, my issue with this dude was that, like, I'd argue he didn't explain anything. It was just a frustrated outburst. Current thing, pronouns. I want to be immersed, but no, current thing ideology. Would you argue he articulated himself well?
No, it was just like I said. That's what makes me think it's like this was for views or something. And apparently people say this is a popular guy. It's just like, what is the point of it? Is this like a regular thing? Is this something he do all the time, or just like that? And again, like you said, this is not going away. Now, like for at least for me, at my standpoint, you can like it or dislike it, but let's just be honest, it ain't going away. So that's number one. Now, I always say if you want to have a legitimate gripe or complaint, you could say, can they include these things in these stories in a more interesting and compelling way? That is the better question for me. Can these things, can we not just hammer fist them in or meta joke it or just do it in the most boring ways to appeal and pander to people? That's my bigger problem. But stop acting like they think that exist. Like some of them is just obvious. You're just complaining to complain, like you said. There's no rhyme or reason. If there's stuff going on later in the game, me and you don't know about. So that's again, we're not speaking on this thing. We're not playing this game, and who knows if we ever will. But based off of this 2-minute clip, what is he complaining about? Because he had to pick a dialogue option that takes 2 seconds. Why did he even focus on that so much? I wouldn't. And this is why people come the exact other way and just be like, oh, well, y'all just like things that don't look like y'all. This is why people feel the other strong way about it, too. Because it's just like when you have that type of reaction to something that doesn't matter that much, what are we doing? There are better examples that you can say that a group is pandering or something of that nature. And I might not even agree with it, but there are way better examples than a 2-second dialogue option. That was pathetic. Honestly, it's pathetic in a lot of ways for him to react like that.
I agree.
It's crazy. But like you said, maybe he had a bad day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's mad at his girlfriend or something. My only take is that I don't give a fuck about Starfield, and I don't have faith in those burgers at Bethesda. If I want to play real space adventure exploration, I'm a fire up No Man's Sky. Simple. Wow, I didn't say my long ass comment. So Simi, TLDR, all fantasies based off reality. Witcher is literally Polish history. All fantasy as politics. Government conflict, race wars, economic problems. So what are we escaping from? Fiction is never allowed to have modern day isms, but Starfield is literally in the far future. So what's going on? Fair enough. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. What's up, Blizzard? Simi just cooked. One thing that will make me lose it, I like to do, is race swapping. I just can't stand that. What do you think about race swapping and gender flipping? Is it what? Are you like me? You just go case by case? Like, does it make sense? Case by case?
Yeah. Now I will say I don't. It kind of really is depending on what it is but for me it's for a different reason. It's not or not maybe not from the person who commented. I'm not looking at the comment. But for me, the bigger thing is I just want more original characters than taking somebody that's already an established character and flipping them. And not even because it's always wrong. Like they talk about like the Little Mermaid thing. Technically, that doesn't matter because she's a mermaid. So her flipping from a white mermaid with red hair to a black mermaid, is it like the greatest thing ever? No, but at the same point, it's not hurting anybody. The mermaid's not real. Sometimes I feel like it's a case by case on if it's actually a part of the person's character or what they're going through. For example, Magneto, right? I think to go back to your X-Men thing. Magneto is Jewish. So if you changed him to another race or something like that, it would completely not work for his character. It'd be weird. It wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. Or just some more established thing. It's like, I don't, not that it couldn't work for something like obviously the Irish thing, like Iron Man or some of the stuff like that. But it's not because it couldn't work or even that it bothers me, but it's just because it just kind of feels kind of lazy. It just feels like we could make something more original, something better, instead of piggybacking on something that already exists and trying to flip it into that type of thing. But it's different for everybody. There are some people who don't care about the thing, or some people who just want to look at people that look like them. And that's the thing, though. And that's the argument for other people on the other side, is that they want things that look like them, that represent them, and other people just want that too. Yeah. Like I said, again, the bigger argument to me is it done in a compelling and interesting way? And sometimes those things get confused because some people think the people who, like you and me, who might argue or something like that, are on the same team as the other people who are just doing that or have other more eviler thoughts, more sadistic or pessimistic thoughts when it comes to such stuff. I just want something that's good. I don't really care what it is. I watch stuff that's all the time that
you just
I will watch.
My simple opinion. Is it good?
Yeah, that's it. I don't care who's involved. I don't care the race, pronouns, any of that. I just want to know if it's good and if it handled good. Plus, this is a video game. Is the game good? Yeah. Why are we worried about that? The first matter of business is this game good?